welcome back to part 2 of my gastric sleeve journey. If you have not checked out my part 1, then I suggest that you pause on this video in the description down below, click on the first video of this series and take a look at it, and then come back to this one. But anyways, if you're coming back because you've seen the first video, then let's get right into what I need to speak to you about. I'm going to be very real. This video is for anybody that wants to know more about my gastric sleeve journey and really is going out to people who are considering to get this surgery or already have it, phase 1 and 2. Please listen up, this video is for you. So first things first, guys, quick introduction of my surgery. Obviously here we're speaking about the gastric sleeve surgery. In the surgery I had 80% of my stomach removed and I only have this amount of stomach left. So this is a diagram that shows exactly what happens to your stomach after you obtain this surgery. There is a group of surgeons that also practice this. So this is all of them. This one right here is not one of the surgeons. She is actually a dietitian. They go by a group name of Advanced Laparoscopic. They are located in Paramus, New Jersey. If you happen to be from the area, then if you want more information about any of this, then you can just hit me up on any of my social medias and I will definitely respond. Hans Schmidt, he was the one that performed my gastric sleeve. He is an awesome doctor. He has 30 years in the practice. He really cares. The number one thing that I want to tell you guys is that you need to find yourself a surgeon that cares about what he's about to do to you, because the moment that you are laying down on that operation table, that's it. Like, your life is in his hands. So the one thing that I love about him is that he shows how much he cares about his patients, and even afterwards you can still see them. So shout out to Dr. Schmidt in case he does watch this, and I want to thank him so much because it's been such a blessing to have him as my surgeon. I mentioned in my first video, I showed this, but the day of surgery at the hospital, you should receive, I mean I did, receive one of these. It will be hardcover. This was the one that I got to take with me. So here they want you to document, first and foremost, you're going to be sipping out of a little medicine cup for every 15 minutes. So you're supposed to get 4 ounces every hour if you can do it. Don't be hard on yourself, because if you can't, then that's okay. They might just leave you a day or two in the hospital. I got to like fill this in, just checking up these things. So for every little box, it means like 1 ounce, 2 ounces, 3 and 4, and that's for every hour. So as you can see, from 12 to 1. And then you can say, like, for example, if you didn't do it because you were asleep, then just circle sleep. And then there were times where I was not asleep and I just got it done. So that's one thing I do want to share that with you guys. I have seen many videos on YouTube. This is what I want to explain to you guys. You guys need to be sure of what you're going to do. I'm going to ask you to do research on this. Make sure that this is for you. You need to have a purpose. You can't just want to do this to look good. You need to make sure that you're aware of what is gonna happen. And I'm gonna tell you the ugly. I will tell you the good, but I'm gonna tell you the ugly first. To be able to get this surgery, you need to be realistic and know that you will no longer be able to gulp on water, and you shouldn't, because what happens when you do that is that that water, it might either A, come up, which is horrible, but it's not just the fact that it comes up, because if it was just spitting it out, then it would be fine, but you feel a knot, and it's that horrible, uncomfortable knot right here and on your chest, and you will feel that for an hour, or if you've done, depending on the amount of damage in regards to how much water you've drank, you might even feel it for like a longer period of time. So please, you need to be aware of this. You can't just take this surgery. Like, obviously, you don't really know the reality until you're there. So yes, you're gonna try at the beginning after surgery to try to, like, you know, sip on water too much. But if you feel like you can't do it, then don't push yourself. Take it easy on yourself. That's like the #1 rule. Take it easy on yourself. Do your own research. Be realistic. And those are the things that I want you to be realistic about. Water. You're not going to be able to chuck on water. If you're the type of person that chucks on water and you're stubborn and you don't want to stop doing that after surgery, well, one of the things is that you're going to have to, because you're going to have a horrible time if you don't. Another thing is food. You need to chew on your food. Bite down every single piece, because if you don't, same thing happens with the food, and it's not a pleasant feeling. It doesn't go away right away, not like before when you had your whole stomach and you can just easily drink water. You can't mix water and food. That's another big no-no. That's like even worse than the other ones. I think if you do both of those, you might actually end up with like 2 hours, and it feels horrible of that knot and that sick feeling. You're going to hurt yourself, especially if you are initially doing that after surgery. So please don't do that. So before we had this surgery, if you're watching and you had it, or before you get the surgery if you haven't, you just want to know more about it, you used to eat until you're satisfied, correct? I mean, if you got it, then that's your case. Well, you used to eat until satisfied. Great. It was amazing, wasn't it? Not gonna happen no more, because you do not ever feel satisfied. You won't. You can say bye-bye to feeling satisfaction after this gastric sleeve. That yummy feeling that your stomach tells you, I am full, but I am also feeling so good from all the food that I've just ate, is not gonna happen. Because see, what happens is that between the gas that you might build up, not everybody builds up gas, but that's even worse if you don't build out gas. Because, like, for example, that happens to my mom. I build up gas. So if I take a bite, I chew properly, and then I swallow, and then I take a pause. It's important for you to pause, whether you do let out gas or not. What happens is that if you don't let out gas, that's even more of a reason for you to take things easy and not rush yourself into eating all the food. Because me, I let out gas, I eat, I swallow. I wait until I burp a little to sit, and that gives me the okay to put food in my mouth again. That is how I know. Now, if you don't let out gas, you need to be very careful with yourself. You're going to hurt yourself if you try to overdo it. So don't do that. So between gas and between feeling full, it's like you get full, but you never end up getting satisfied. And it's because, going back to this diagram that I want to show you here, the reason why that happens is because if you take a good look again, you had all this, and now you only have this. Very, very small amount. Very, very small amount. There is no way that you're going to be able to feel satisfied. Not gonna happen. So please, please, please be realistic with yourself. Obviously, the result of this operation, I'm not saying it's a bad operation, obviously not, or else I'd be crying in this video. It is fantastic. It's worth doing it. But like I said, you need to have a purpose, and you can't come into the surgery and then after surgery say, yeah. No, because 80% of your stomach is gone. It's too late for that. It's too late. And it really sucks to hear people, you know, feel so horrible about it, you know? Obviously, I hear other stories, especially with, like, the other surgeries in the department of, like, bariatric surgery, like the lap band. That's a different story. But I'm speaking about gastric sleeve in particular. You need to pay attention to these things and be realistic with yourself before you're laying down on an operating room. Last but not least, I want to touch base on the vitamins. I'm really happy to talk about the vitamins because there's a lot of information about them. Good news and bad news in regards to the vitamins. I don't know if you take them. You should be taking vitamins if you already have the surgery. I just recently got the surgery. I got it last month. My mom has had the surgery for a year. And these are the same exact vitamins that she takes, and she's had lab work done twice, and twice everything comes out back great. So these are vitamins that I wouldn't be putting in this video if they were not safe to take. I've also consulted that with my nutritionist. So the bad news here is that you need to take them for life. That's the bad news. You know, if you're the type of person that you really are lazy or whatever, like you don't really feel like taking vitamins, you don't like the taste, sometimes it's the taste of it, then yeah, you also gotta be real with yourself and say, listen, I'm gonna just have to do it, because if you don't, then you will become deficient, and that's worse than before how you were. Now the good news is that it's only 3, and that it's actually beneficial. I mean, if you think about it, before the surgery, we all kind of still need vitamin. We all do. Even before surgery, even the general public, we all need vitamins. We all experience some deficiency of any type from time to time. Therefore, it's beneficial at the end anyways, and you're going to understand the importance of it once you're taking it, right? Because before it was just like, oh yeah, vitamins, but now I need them, so I understand the importance. So now I go around telling people, are you taking your vitamins? When they tell me that they're not feeling well, are you taking your vitamins? So yeah, that's one thing that you definitely want to keep in mind. So the first vitamin that I want to share with you is Centrum. So Centrum, the correct Centrum to have is the Centrum chewables. They are orange burst. Those are the good ones. This is your multivitamin. Next one, your vitamin B12. Yes, you need to take vitamin B12 alone. So the proper one is 1,000 milligrams. So just make sure that it is. Last but not least, calcium. You need calcium. You need calcium with vitamin D3 and with magnesium. Please make sure that your calcium has magnesium, because you see, the magnesium is going to help the calcium get absorbed faster. That's the reason why. Now, all of these vitamins that I just spoke about, I ordered them off Amazon. I will be putting in the description box a link to these vitamins. If you get this one off Amazon, it comes in a pack of 3, so that's great. And this one will come in a pack of 2, so this one and another one. The Centrum just comes one alone, but granted, it has 100 chewable tablets. And one of the other things, there's a lot of information when it comes to vitamins. Another important thing, this is valuable information, and I suggest that you do follow this. I got this information from the dietitian. We had a class right after surgery, and I didn't know this. My mom didn't know this because she couldn't go to the class since she doesn't know English and she only speaks Spanish. But I got that information, and that information is that you cannot mix these two. Now, why? Well, it has something to do with the absorption. That's all I can remember that she said. So, hey, there's a reason why we're taking these vitamins, and we need to absorb every single last bit of it. So if there's going to be a contradiction between 2 of them being taken at once, then we want to separate them. And that was a very important information that I got from my dietitian. So the way I take my vitamins is I take my vitamin B12, one of them, and I take my multivitamin in the morning for breakfast. So that's what you have for breakfast. This was chewable. This one is sublingual. So that's another thing. You want to make sure that it says sublingual, because the sublingual ones, what it means is that these little capsules, although they look hard, you put them right under your tongue, they dissolve, it gets faster to your bloodstream. So that's for breakfast. Now for lunch, you want to have your calcium, okay? Remember, you don't want to mix this and the multivitamin. So that's what you have for lunch, just this alone. Good news, you do not have to take vitamin B12 again, just one time in the morning. And then for dinner, you're going to take the multivitamin again, just 1 tablet every time. And then lastly, before bed, you're going to take this one. Now, this is all for this video, guys. If you have any further questions, I have opened up an Instagram account for this YouTube channel. So I will be linking that in the description box below. Everything is in the description box, the links to these vitamins and all of that. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, or you enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye.